Hello children, welcome back to the online class. Children, as you can see, today we are going to start with the fresh chapter, new chapter, lesson 9, The Bond of Love, written by Kenneth Anderson. Children, let me tell you the introduction of the story first. The story, The Bond of Love, it is a fascinating story of an orphan bear, who was rescued by Kenneth Anderson, and was later presented as a gift to his wife. Now this bear, what it does, the bear becomes friendly. And creates a very loving impact not only on the people of the house but also to the neighbors, tenants, as well as the two Alsatian dogs which were there in Kenneth Anderson's house. So the bear becomes very friendly, and it creates a very, you can say, indelible mark on everyone, especially wife of Kenneth Anderson. They become emotionally attached, and the bond between the bear and wife was exceptional. Now children, before I proceed, as you can see the glossary over here, in this chapter you will find few difficult words, children, but the chapter is quite simple to comprehend. So if you are aware of the meanings, if you are aware of the new words, it will help you to understand and comprehend the chapter well. So what you can do is you can note down the word meanings in your textbook, and then you can proceed with the reading part. Now coming down to the chapter, The Bond of Love deals with the theme of concept of love is reciprocal. What does it mean? It means, children, that love begets love. Human beings being superior, we feel that only we possess emotions. But children, it is not a fact. You will find that animals also have emotions and they reciprocate accordingly. If you are kind and generous towards animals, they will always remember you. And if you are again very harsh towards animals, animals will remember you accordingly. So children, there is a misconception in human beings that only we possess emotions. It is wrong, and the story has very, you can say, evidently proved the fact that animals have emotions and they reciprocate accordingly. Now coming down to the chapter as The Bond of Love by Kenneth Anderson. Children, it happened so that 2 years back, Kenneth Anderson was on a hunting expedition with his brother and friends. Now, when they were in that expedition of hunting, they came across few farmers who were trying to get rid of wild animals, wild pigs especially, and they were actually shooting the wild pigs. So Kenneth Anderson's brother thought of saving the farmers from those wild pigs, and he shot. And accidentally, when he when he used his, you can say, the gun, it shot the mother bear. Right? And children, he was not aware it was an accident. So when he went to the horrified place, he was quite shocked to see, as children, no one would like to kill a bear. So the same Kenneth Anderson says in this story that they were not in that intention to kill a bear, but it was an accident where the mother bear was killed. So when they went to that spot, to that horrified spot, they were quite shocked and abashed to see the fur of the mother bear moving. So when they went close to it, they found that a small baby bear was actually holding her mother. And when these people came there, the small bear, the child bear, the baby bear, it ran panting and it moved across its mother. They felt very bad. They felt pity on this bear, and Kenneth Anderson decided that he would take it. So they did special arrangements. They put the bear in a gunny bag and took it to Bangalore, presently known as Bangalore. So they took it Bangalore. So Kenneth Anderson was a sympathetic man, a very kind and generous man. he could not afford to see that bear getting orphaned. So he took that bear and decided to gift it to his loving wife. Now, when he brought the bear home, the wife was like too happy and she was quite surprised with the gift which husband had brought. The wife, of Kenneth Anderson became, you can say, very close to the bear, and no sooner did she see the bear, she tied a beautiful ribbon round her neck, right? And after that, she, like you can say, she took care of this baby bear like a small child, right, children? And as I said that already that house had 2 Alsatian dogs, so another bear came to their house. Now, children, this bear, in a very short span of time, it was a very friendly bear. It adjusted and adapted very fast and made friends. The bear was very kind towards all the animals. Even the Alsatian dogs were little, you can say, quite loving with the bear. They were also quite happy to have bear as a member. Now, children, this bear was so sweet and cute that at first the wife of Kenneth Anderson used to feed, as we feed a small child, like milk in a bottle. And very soon we found that, or we find in the chapter, that the bear was accustomed to eat anything and everything, whatever came around. So very soon the bear was adapted with the environment and was eating every foodstuff which was available at home. His friendly attitude, right? His friendly attitude, the baby bear's friendly attitude, we have already noted, right? That it became quite friendly with the Alsatian dogs and also with the tenants, children, and they were all happy and liking the bear. Now, children, how can you keep a bear in your house? Of course, the bear has to grow, but when you keep an animal in your house, that emotion develops and we just cannot think of parting away. And the same happened with the wife of Kenneth Anderson. She became so emotionally attached with the bear that now it was impossible for her to part. Now slowly and gradually the bear was also growing. And when it was growing, the bear was quite, of course, children, every animal, every baby animal, like our babies, like our small brothers and sisters, are playful by nature, playful and timid by nature. So the bear was also playful and timid by nature. And it happened certain incidents are there in the story where the bear at one time ate, since it had developed, that eating habit. So the bear, children, I can just rub this part. I think glossary you have already copied. So the very first incident happened so that the bear ate what you call bicarbonate, sodium bicarbonate. So sodium bicarbonate, which was there, kept for killing rats. It was a poison. And during the very first incident, the bear was not aware. It was a small bear. So it found that sodium bicarbonate lying on the ground and ate it. Children, it was something which no one had expected. And instantly the bear became, paralyzed. The first incident. Hurriedly they ran because of course we cannot resist our baby falling sick in front of us. So the wife of Kenneth Anderson could not take it and immediately rushed to a veterinary doctor. The veterinary doctor was as usual with his specs and was trying to discover what had happened in a very slow motion style, right? So very soon wife narrated the entire incident and made it sure that it had eaten the rat poison. Children, you can write it there, rat poison. So now the doctor took out that medicine book and he started searching for the antidote. Very soon he came up with an antidote and gave 10 cc antidote. You can say he pushed that syringe in the baby bear's body. But there was no sign of recovery. Again he had to give another antidote, and there instantly the baby bear recovered and was as playful as it was before. Now there was a sign of relief in the eyes of Kenneth Anderson's wife. She was quite happy that at least the baby bear had come to senses and it had become conscious. So again, they fed the baby bear with all the food items, because the baby bear was now ready to eat everything. Right? Now second incident happened, so that this great man, Kenneth Anderson, he had an old American car. So that old American car he had recently serviced and had kept the engine oil, a gallon of engine oil somewhere near the reach of the bear, and the bear again went and drank that engine oil. But this time, children, it did not, nothing happened to the bear. In fact, the bear was fine and they came to know. So you can see that the bear, when it was a small baby, now it was gradually growing. So the playful activities were also increasing. Now children, is it advisable to keep such animals at home? No. Our subconscious mind says that it is not. We should not try to keep such animals. These animals require their natural habitat where they can, grow and where they can live freely and happily. But as I said, that wife was emotionally attached. Now it was really very difficult for a wife to get, parted from this bear. But the children and Kenneth Anderson, they advised wife to leave that bear, as it had already grown, and the size was more than the Alsatian dogs. It had become quite big. So the family members decided that it should be given to a zoo, or it should be transferred to a zoo. But wife was not convinced. Later, when wife's friends, they consoled and convinced, not consoled, when they convinced wife of Kenneth Anderson, then she, with a very heavy heart, decided to send this animal to the nearest zoo at Mysore. Where, children? Mysore. So a letter was written to the, you can say, curator, to the in charge of Mysore Zoo. They came and they took the animal. Now children, here comes the turning point, not turning point, but here comes the main, you can say, part of the story. Now the bear was taken to the zoo, and here wife was very depressed, right? The bear was kept in isolation, where the bear missed the master, where the bear missed its master, and same was the condition of Kenneth Anderson's wife. But Kenneth Anderson tried to make sure that wife should not go to Mysore Zoo to meet the bear, otherwise it would not help the bear to adapt in that zoo. So anyhow, she tried to resist the temptation of going to the Mysore Zoo. But after 3 months, children, in between she had called several times to the curator, to the zoo in charge, trying to know about the bear, and always and all the time the information came that the bear was fine, the bear was living, but the bear was very depressed and it had grown thin. So after 3 months, the wife could not resist her temptation to meet the bear. She says that if she asks her husband that if he would not take her to the zoo, then she would herself go and meet the bear. So when the lady planned to go, when this wife of Kenneth Anderson, when she planned to go, several friends of hers said that the bear would not recognize. But still, she had faith and hope in her love and affection. She went, and no sooner did she reach, the cage of the bear was very happy, and the bear could recognize its master. And all the things which he used to play, all the antics which he used to do at home in the beginning, children, this animal was like a small baby. It was trained like a small baby, and all the activities which he used to do, like showing a gun with a stick, right? When it was asked to pamper, then it would take a stick and you can say portrayed as if it was carrying a baby. So all those activities he started doing. No sooner did he see, or did it see, its master. Tears welled through the eyes of wife Kenneth Anderson's wife, and then and there they decided that they would write another letter to the superintendent and take that animal home. Now children, it is not possible. But yes, in this story, as they had a very big piece of land, the superintendent also felt the same, like you can say, emotion. So he decided that the bear should be shifted back to Bangalore, and a very huge, cage was made so that the bear would not distract others and create problem or hindrance to others. So in this story, children, what happens that the bear recognizes its master and goes emotional. Why? Because it had been treated in that similar manner, where wife was very kind. Kenneth Anderson's wife was very kind to this animal, bestowed a lot of love and affection. So accordingly, the bear also had same emotions for her. And this is what we find, the bear reciprocated the same with wife. So children, one message comes very clear in the story, that we should, being one of the superior creations of the Almighty, being one of the most superior creations of Almighty, we should try to understand that animals, freedom. Animals also wants to live in freedom, right? We should not try to take its freedom. And if we try, we should deal in the same manner as we deal with our children. We should always try to bestow kindness, generosity towards animals, as they also have feelings and emotions. Never be harsh to animals, children, as they are, like you can say, they do not have that senses what Lord has given us. We are the supreme and the superior creation. We have all the intelligences, but still sometimes we react in an insane way towards animals. Our approach sometimes is insane. So we should restrict ourselves, limitize ourselves. We should not go harsh with animals, as they too have feelings and emotions. And one very important message also comes here, that first of all, we should not, though it was like required, it was a baby bear and it had become orphan, we should not try to keep wild animals at home. It is not possible. We cannot do anything for them, as we live in a society, and society will not entertain, you keeping any wild animals, right? So the first message, what I said, is like very important in this chapter, and it goes with this. The second message which I told was all based on like the analysis of the story. Why analysis of the story? Because after reading the story, we also come to one conclusion, that it is not correct to keep wild animals at home. So the former message, the first message, is of the story, the bond of love. Theme is quite clear, that concept of love is reciprocal. Animals also have emotions. This is all the chapter, the bond of love, is about. Right, children? If you have any doubts, do ping me, or you can give me a call also. Right? And more we can speak or we can discuss in our live class. Till then, children, have a good day. Thank you.